Welcome everyone to our December meeting. It's the last meeting of the year. As a thank you to the Kauffman Kitchens for loaning us the space, there's a thank you card. I think I got everybody to sign it here in house, and we're giving a gift certificate to the Fulton Theater. This is a thank you for giving us a home over this past year.
Thank you, Ben.
Yes, thank you so much.
For Ryan, isn't it?
Yes, for Kyle and
Kyle.
Heather.
Yeah.
Kyle and Heather, yeah.
We're up to 71 new members, welcoming Jim Duxbury and Joe Pasucci. And Sheila, I believe you're a new member, but as of last, I think we greeted you last time, Jim.
Yeah.
So welcome everyone. Another announcement, the club cleanup, we moved out of December because December is just way too busy for everyone. We moved it to January 22nd. It's a Saturday at 10 a.m. So if you'd like to come help out, we're going to organize everything, inventory what we have, get rid of things, keep things, and just arrange things better so that we have everything available and a better, cleaner space to use. Next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, for the coffee hour, there's going to be a demonstration by Malcolm Zander. It's a piercing demo. He's been, I would say, sort of not shopping it around, but prototyping his presentation. He wants to get it ready to show to other clubs. So he's giving us a presentation for free. It's 2 hours from 10 to noon. There will be a recording of it if you can't attend online, but that'll be available for 2 weeks, and he'll let us know when it's available.
That's December 16th.
December 16th, yes, at 10 a.m. to noon. Tonight's presentation is Keith Lauterbach for ornaments. And do we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from November, the video posted on the club's website? Any seconds?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the motion carries. The last thing on our list, we have a call for nominations for vice president and treasurer. John is continuing to run for treasurer, and Ben will like to stay on as vice president. But if there are any other nominations, we can hold a vote. Anyone want to throw their hat in the ring? See anyone at home? Okay, then we have a motion to approve the continued election of John and Ben as treasurer and vice president.
So moved.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Just let me go to the gallery view and make sure we got no dissenters over there.
Any dissenters there? You'll be forced to run if
There's no volunteers. Oh,
Where's
well.
Axel? Come on, Axel. Absolutely have a mirror to show his face.
Looks like it's the wrong camera on it, sorry.
We move on to the treasurer's report.
Yeah. We have $3,112 in the bank, $150 pending deposit, $100 in petty cash, and $60 in membership renewals that came in tonight. That's around $34.60, $34.40 by the time that's all added in. No, $34.20. We got $170 in outstanding checks, which we got written tonight for the Kauffman Christmas present and for coffee for the club space. So that's going to leave a balance of about $3,300, and those checks and stuff I didn't have it on my spreadsheet. There's still about $350 worth of dues to come, assuming of the 50 have renewed, 51, 52. Probably 5 or 6 or 7 won't renew, guys who joined us in the middle of the pandemic and whatever. So there's only about a dozen or 12 or 13 more to renew. And I'm going to send those guys, I'm going to send that last group an email this month just to remind them, and we'll see what happens. So we'll have around $3,800 to start the year with. And we're thinking that we ought to live on our dues for the year and keep a reserve of the difference, which will be around $1,500, $1,600. So we'll have about $2,000 to work with as a budget for the coming year. Against that, we're going to have $200 for insurance. The June picnic last year cost us $200, $50 in postage and envelopes, $150 for the Zoom license, and that'll leave and miscellaneous of maybe $200. So we're looking at about $800 in fixed expenses for the year, which will leave us about $1,200 to work with for demos or for equipment. You want to go on to the lathe proposal?
One of the things we're proposing is to invest in a new lathe for the space. Our jet here has served us well, but is well past its prime. We'd like to get a mid-sized lathe with, just a lathe that would allow us to have better demos and be better for the demonstrators. We're looking at possibly putting together a committee to select the lathe, and we're talking about putting together a special fund that we'd accept donations for and doing any fundraising throughout the year to help finance the lathe itself.
Same question.
Yes.
Did we, so I wasn't speaking out of or incorrectly, did we not get AAW dollars for the lathe over at Stevens?
No idea.
Okay, well,
We did, but that was actually because of given to AEW. That was given to Stevens at the time. So that
Yeah,
was
the way the proposal was written.
the way it was
they
written.
made
As the donation was to Stevens and not the club.
Well, I'm just wondering if there might be dollars available from AAW for this committee, for this purchase as well.
Looking into.
We have to demonstrate an educational part of our club thing. Because it was more obvious at Stevens that it was part of the educational part of the school, but I think that's how we got it last time. It's an education.
And I appreciate that. Honestly, with the numbers you guys have just said,
Yeah.
we have 71 members now. We have a lot of new members. We have members that have never turned before. And that could certainly provide a better, safer, ground for teaching.
Yeah.
We could expand our club.
I'm agreeing with Mike. I'm just putting
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
perspective.
Also, there are lathe builders who will give clubs discounts off of lathes. I know Robust is one. I would assume there are others. So if we do some research around certain products, we may be able to get significant discounts as a club rather than as an individual.
Well, I'd like to say about the prospect of donations. In this last year, we've been very fortunate with donations. We received $600 from Tom White, $200 from Thomas Skirtle Davis back there. I gave about $600 worth of equipment. David Ellsworth gave us $30 just because he had fun. And by the way, I don't know how it happened, but our video from Coffee Hour of when we had David Ellsworth visit us suddenly gathered 4,000 views.
Wow.
I couldn't figure out how to log on. It kept kicking me off. I logged back in. It was like a whole weekend. But I didn't think it was 4,000, but yeah.
You know, it might have been you. So with that, with the donation record that we already have, we're certainly welcome. You're certainly welcome to, if you think the club is doing well and you want to put $100 in, this would be a good time of year to do it.
So we greatly appreciate any help anyone can give. And if anyone has any ideas to help raise funds, that would be helpful too.
Is there a time goal? Are we trying to do this by a certain date?
We haven't selected a certain date. It'd be great to have it by the middle of the year, but we don't have any plans yet. So
Is there a specific target as far as lathe type or whatever? Yeah, I'm assuming you want a forward model, but you don't necessarily need a one-way full extent.
correct. We're looking at sort of the mid-size lathe. One of the things we really want is to get a sliding headstock, so that's good for left-handed turners as well. And variable speed, reversible. Those are really the big key things. Those are any components I'm missing.
The 1 1/4 spindle, 1
Yeah.
1/4 by 8 spindle, that's what most of us have, so most of the chucks are compatible.
I'd be happy to talk to Brent at Robust and see if they can offer us any kind of a discount.
That would be great.
Good start there.
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
We need 4 American beauties right here, please.
No, Scout would be okay.
Scouts are terrific.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is there any possibility, this is an idea I had once before, we've got a lot of people showing really nice stuff that they're demoing. If they could possibly donate a piece, a demo piece, and then the chapter would take, the club would take these pieces to an art type show and sell them, and the proceeds would go towards a lathe.
It's a good idea. The key would be to find the right show and the right venue that would allow us to do that. That would be the challenge there. But if you have connections or you know of connections,
I have an
that would help
idea that I can share with you later.
we're interested in forming a committee to help move this along. So anyone who wants to, please reach out to me or any of the club officers.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anything else on that topic?
Put me down on the committee as a volunteer too.
Yeah.
It might help if you had a couple other members that were looking to buy robust lathes that would kick in, and you could say you wanted 3 of them, you might get a much better deal.
It's true. Mike, is there any news on the website front?
It's now red and green for Christmas.
Okay.
John, what was your thought? David said that he couldn't find something from that email that bounced around. We can talk later.
We'll talk later about it.
But all the videos of the coffee hours and the monthly meetings and the John or whoever, whether it's Dave, whomever is providing that service to break them up, that website has a lot of video content on it. So please feel free to go out and take a look. And we ought to put, when we get that information in, we did have an inquiry. Someone has a lathe set up to sell.
Okay.
A gentleman passed away recently, and the widow and the son are trying to sell it. So we're going to put some space out there and classify it. So if you guys have anything you're interested in selling, let us know, because we can kind of promote it through some social avenues as well.
That's also clearly a good vehicle for getting a lathe for the club if someone's retiring, and we've had a lot of that happen.
Oh, yeah.
They pop up all the time.
Mhm.
So rather than buy something new, if we have a piece of equipment that's in good shape that meets our needs, that's another avenue.
We'd be perfectly good with that. Barry checked out this one that's for sale in New York, and it's an 8-speed rather than variable speed.
Yeah.
And we're wanting to have a genuine variable speed.
Yeah, absolutely. But we might put feelers out to other clubs, because we often have them at Keystone, and I know Bucks has them. Once an hour and a half ride, you're saving $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well,
Absolutely.
on one of the AAWs forums, I guess there was somebody recently that wrote about, I think he was talking about for a club and not for himself,
Uh-huh.
about how hard it is to come by a lathe. And except for the crickets, there were a lot of acknowledgements. Yeah, it is hard. It's just become very popular, and with the backlog in new machines,
Right.
there are people accepting older and paying more for used machines, and so it's a hard market to.
Yeah, it is, and it's just because they come to club presidents. Someone's getting rid of something, they're always calling me, and I just think there's a network out there of us that we might just keep our ears to the ground. That's all.
Anything else on the new lathe topic? Okay.
Do we want a motion to be okay to spend up to 2,000, say? Or-
Just as a curiosity, John, shouldn't we maybe find out what is good in the price range we're looking at before we decide on a motion of how to limit the spending?
Yeah, let's get the committee together and let the committee come back and tell us what we need to spend.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then we come up with a range of new to use, what exactly we're looking for.
I think after any fundraising efforts that we have a grasp on what we already have available, be the time to get a motion on how much the club should spend
Okay.
to make up the difference.
Club challenges for 2022. We have, thank you to everyone that sent in suggestions. Barry and I have put together a list. We're going to, once we get the verbiage complete, we're going to be posting or sending that over to the website to be posted for the new challenges for the year. The first challenge, though, is going to be Inside Out challenge. We're doing Inside Out turning, where you take square stock and 4 pieces of square stock or more, and fasten them together, turn them, spin them inside out, turn them again. So that's the first challenge, will be inside out turning, and we'll keep you posted on the new turns for the upcoming year. Yes. For the WIG stands for the Barsinger Cancer Center, we sent out 2 PDFs of a PDF and JPEG of different ways to create the WIG stands. We're looking to donate them in March or April. I have some printouts here in the club on the back table if you want to need a hard copy. But we'd appreciate your donation if you have some extra time and want to turn a WIG stand or 2. That would be great. There's some here for show and tell. And the last thing on our list, my list, was future demonstrators. If anyone's interested in demonstrating something in the future, please speak up and let us know. We'd love to have our club members demonstrations for us. And with that, Doug, can we move on to show and tell?
Sure.